What is three guys from Pittsboro having lunch all about?
So several months ago, we secured the Doherty's contract in Pittsboro. So Doherty's Irish Pub is opening up in SoCo, the Stafford's development there, and so Gene Galen, who's the Chatham Journal, Chatham Chatlist guy. He said, you know what we need to do? We need to go out to Doherty's Irish Pub in Apex and have lunch there and talk about opening up in Pittsboro. And so we did that. We went out to the Apex Pub, and the manager was there, the waitress was there. They and Gene just set up the camera, and it's really just three dumb guys talking about nonsensical stuff. I think we mentioned Doherty's coming to Pittsboro, but it wasn't. And we were talking about the menu, Gene's interviewing the waitress or whatever, and we really didn't think that much about it and everything. And for whatever reason, it took off, and Gene got a lot of views, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is great! We need to do it again. We need to keep on doing it in Pittsboro." And we're like, "Really? Okay." So. The next place on the list was Al's Diner, and so we went to Al's Diner, and the only table that was available was right next to the bathroom, so that wasn't like the best thing. And this time around, Gene didn't have the camera set up right, and it was just on Greg and I. And again, it was two guys. I mean, we were talking about sweet potato fries for half the time, and whether or not you should dip them into brown sugar and butter. And so that probably wasn't the best video. And my family mentioned, and my girlfriend mentioned, that I was a little bit distracted because my eyes were toward the front door, and every time somebody came in, it just distracted me, and so it didn't look like I was paying attention. So that wasn't all that great, but still got like a lot of views and everything. And then other restaurants started calling us up and saying, "Hey, why don't you come out here?" And so, if you've been in Pittsboro and Chatham County for a long time, there are just certain restaurants that are like mainstays. Like, we're going to actually try to hit all of them or whatever. But the next one on the list was Verley's, and so we took the criticism well, and we repositioned the camera, and we actually were paying attention to one another, and hopefully we were talking about stuff that was more relevant. But
Did you go on steak night?
we did not go on. No, this is always a lunch thing. It's three guys having lunch.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but we did not go on steak night. But so we went to Verley's. Verley's did a great job or whatever. But the funniest thing is, we have a Northwood student that became a McDonald's basketball All-American. That's the first time ever in the history of Chatham County. Wolfspeed gave a $20,000 fund to Northwood for robotics, and so there was some big local news, and Gene tracks the hits and the amount of showings he got, and sure enough, the biggest story of the week was three guys having lunch at Burley's, which makes no sense to us whatsoever. I mean, people must be really, really bored in this county, but so we're going to continue to do it. I think the next place is going to be S&T's, and we're going to keep on having lunch and talk about nonsensical stuff, but it's been fun so far.